what the Tinubu regime is doing at the federal level is what they used to do in Lagos. There's a difference between taxation and extortion. What they want to start doing now is extortion. And when it gets to that level, trust me, there will be a different level of resistance, especially when you are taking for the poor that you give nothing to. The ones that is bothering people is the taxing of prostitutes. That is, but that's on a lighter side. You say any form of taxation without responsibility will fail. What the Tinubu regime is doing at the federal level is what they used to do in Lagos. There's a difference between taxation and extortion. What they want to start doing now is extortion. And when it gets to that level, trust me, there will be a different level of resistance, especially when you are taking for the poor that you give nothing to. So let them go and do their taxation policy. The people will respond at the appropriate time. So how do you tax people whose minimum wage is less than 100,000 naira? How do you tax people who have nothing to eat and you give them nothing in return? How do you tax them? So people must understand that taxation is not just anyhow issue, but I'm sure they'll learn when it gets to that point. What is the definition of terrorism? And if you look at the definition of terrorism very well, it is Nigerian government that's actually a terrorist organization. If you doubt me, go and ask the judge in Canada who ruled that the APC and PDP are terrorist organizations, including Nigerian police, was ruled as a terrorist organization. So what else can I tell you?
Nigeria's population growth is not tackled by the year 2050. That Boko Haram will be a child spread.
Obasanjo has no leg to stand on when we talk about population. How many kids is Obasanjo? He has a kid almost the size of a city. But that's not the issue. The issue is that population is not a barrier if a country is well governed, if there are leaders who know what they are doing. The most, prosperous countries today are the countries that have the highest population, China, India. But it will be a problem, what he should have said is that if you have a huge population that are not educated, that are not taken care of, Boko Haram will happen. Even if the population of your country is 200,000 people and you have useless leaders, there will still be Boko Haram in that country. But if you have upward, mobile, well-educated population, you are ready for prosperity. Go and ask China, India. And Nigeria has 200 million people that are ready to take on the rest of the world. But certain things need to be done. But, I don't like to discuss Obasanjo because they're the ones who failed this country to where it is today. They'll just come around and pick microphone whenever they like because the country has not punished them for the evil they did to the country. There's genocide against the poor in this country. There's genocide against Muslims in this country. There's genocide against Christians in this country. There's genocide against children in this country. To now separate it and say maybe it's one religion or the other. Interestingly, Nigeria doesn't count or do DNA of people who are killed to determine whether they are carrying a Bible or a Quran. So the number of people that were abducted on our road yesterday, did anybody find out whether they are Christians or Muslims? Whereas the U.S. can nitpick symbolically to say, because they have policies, definitely. They say, there are genocides against Christians in Nigeria. Why is the U.S. not taking the same position in Gaza? That there's genocide against Muslims by Israel. So there's international hypocrisy about that. In a country where they are killing 6,000 people a day, you did not designate the killer as a genocidal government. But you are here. Please, let's be careful. I am not in any way defending what is happening in Nigeria. But I'm just saying that the problem with Nigeria has nothing to do with religion. It's complete irresponsible leadership and insecurity that kills everybody.
Yes.
What about when the terrorists go and kill people in the mosque? When you talk about insecurity in this country today, it happens more in the north, in the Muslim part of the north. And that's the truth. That's where they go to mosque. I think they killed about 35 people in a mosque in Kasi. And the people who killed them were not Christians. They are probably people who identify as Muslims.
Extremists.
So, but the truth is that we like to water down the responsibility of our leaders by this gives them an alibi. Okay, and then the US will come with a policy to say we want to protect Christians. It's okay. Let's bring a big boat and take all the Christians out and see if nobody will get killed again.
It also states that the provisions of the Constitution as to the right to freedom of expression was not put in there foolishly. It is grossly an abnormal conduct for the institution of the state to take a personal matter and commence proceedings using taxpayer money on such proceedings. Meanwhile, we have pertinent security issues in Nigeria today that requires urgent attention. In fact, the Commissioner of Police of FCT Abuja should even have a rethink immediately about spending our money on such frivolities, because just 2 days ago, a Rice TV reporter was killed, and we need all our personnel and our resources to be channeled to security rather than frivolities. It is pertinent that we all know that the laws of torts of Nigeria gives every citizen the right to sue if you feel that you have been defamed in any way. This is grossly a misdirection of our practice in the institution of Nigeria Police. Honestly speaking, this is a call to the Commissioner of Police of the FCT command that immediately these charges should be withdrawn and our resources should be channeled on things that are very, very important. Because Nigeria, as it is now, is on fire.
Exactly.
Abuja, the federal capital territory of Nigeria, is on fire. Security everywhere. You are on the road, you will see that some people, one chance, will just open their door and push people out. That means they've robbed that person and they have pushed him out, and another car will climb the person and will kill the person. And we are here talking about Sowore, talking about charges, spending Nigerian money, spending resources on things that are frivolous. We cannot continue like this. It is high time the Commissioner of Police rise up and do the needful. Let us channel all the energies of the state to things that will benefit the entire masses and not just one senator. The senator is capable enough to hire lawyers to sue in criminal defamation if he feels that he can prove his case.
Yes.
My name is Prince Wayne Chikeze Elijah.